let me go this one. According to your hadith, that is, I'll give you the hadith, then you can put it on the screen, right? It is 3 hadiths talking about stoning to death, right? Stoning to death. Now, this stoning to death, one can be found in Sahih al-Bukhari 2695 concerning giving lashes to somebody who commits zina and then ban them for 1 year, right? Then another one in Sahih al-Bukhari 6829, which talk about stoning to death. Then Sahih al-Bukhari 6825, which talk about stoning to death for somebody who has committed sexual indecency. So, for instance, one of the hadiths where it's narrated by Abu Huraira, out of these 3 I quoted, one of the hadiths quoted by Abu Huraira, Umar said, I'm afraid that after a long time has passed, people may say we do not find the verses of what? Rajam, that is stoning to death, in the Quran. And consequently, they may go astray by leaving an obligation that Allah has revealed. Lo, I am conferred that the penalty of Rajam, what? No, wait. Siddik, the time shouldn't be for me. It's for you when you're answering the question.
Sorry. Move on.
You can pause it. Okay, you pause it. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So then the hadith says that, lo, I confirm. No, he says, Umar is saying that, and consequently, they may go astray by leaving an obligation that God has revealed. So according to this hadith, God has actually revealed a verse for stoning people. So Umar is claiming there is a verse in the book of God which is about stoning to death, to stone somebody. But we don't find such a verse in the Quran till date. So what happens? Lo, I confirm that the penalty of Rajam be inflicted on him who commits illegal sexual intercourse, if he is already married and the crime is proved by witnesses or pregnancy or confession. So Sufyan added, I have memorized this narration in this way. Umar added, surely Allah's messenger carried out the penalty of Rajam, and so did we after him. So this is the allegation in the hadith book, right? So now, I want to ask Siddik that if somebody actually commits adultery whilst being married and commits adultery, according to your hadith books, the person has to be stoned to death. So now, according to Quran chapter 4, verse 25, if you have somebody who is a mamalakat aymani, who has been possessed, whom your right hand possess, which the sectarians will normally translate as slave. That is not a slave. According to what we know from the Quran, it doesn't say slave there. But the sectarians will say a slave. Okay, so this is the question. If this person, God is talking about this lady, this young lady, that your right hands possess among your young women, believing women, if she commits any unfaithful act, meaning she does any, immoral act, according to God, that the punishment is half of a believing woman. So now I want to ask, if she's married and she commits the zina, and then you are going to punish her the stoning to death, how is the half punishment going to be done? And your hadith is claiming it is in the book of God. Why can't we find such a verse for that punishment? That is my question.
Okay, so you see what I did was when I was going to ask you the question, I posted what I want to ask the question on, and then I asked for it to declare to everyone. So inshallah, post the hadith, and then inshallah for everyone to see. Did you hear me? Can you hear me? I can't hear you, so check your mic. I can't hear you.
I said I quoted 3 sources for you, right? From the hadith where you find such notions.
So put the one that Umar said. Sayyidina Umar said it's in the Quran. So put that one. In.
Yeah, okay, let me put it. Yeah, I put it for you. Wait a second. I just put it for you. Let me share that one for you as soon as possible. Yeah, Sahih al-Bukhari 2000. Yeah. Just a second here. Uh, 2000. Sahih al-Bukhari. Yeah. 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 So can you share the screen now? Wait, I'm putting it, then you share the screen.
No, I can't. It's not here.
Yeah, let me put it here. Then you share the screen. Wait. Oh, it's down here. Wait. Have you shared it? Can you see it?
Okay, so based on that, you ask your question so that it will be clear for everyone, just like I did mine.
Yeah. Do you see the hadith?
Yeah, I put it on the screen. So read the hadith for everyone to hear. Based on that, you ask your question.
No, I've already asked you the question. So you tell me if it's not there or not.
No, I'm saying that. So read what this is the question. So read it for people to hear. Base your question.
And I
on
said,
that,
I
so
just told you. No, wait. I just asked you a question. Wait. I just asked you a question. And I just read it. No, wait, Siddik.
I'm waiting, but I'm asking you, is your question based on the hadith?
Yes, it's based on the hadith.
So read the hadith for everyone to hear.
Yeah, I just read it. When I was reading, you didn't hear?
You didn't read this very one, the text, the Arabic text from the source you are quoting. So read it for everyone to hear. You didn't read this one.
Siddik,
So read
I'm asking you a question. No, wait. I'm asking you a question. I can read it for you. But I'm asking the question, first of all, if it's not there, tell me it's not there. Now, that's number one.
The question is based on the hadith. So read the hadith and base your question on it. Simple as that.
Okay. No problem. This is the hadith on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. So he says, حدثنا علي ibn Abdullah, حدثنا Sufyan. You see, when you are reading the hadith from the Arabic version, when they translate in English version, they don't put all these names I kept reading, right? From the Arabic version, they don't put it there, right? And in Zuhri, now you don't see the Zuhri, you don't see Sufyan, you don't see Ali in the English version. This is their scholars translating here. Then an Ubaidullah. So from Zuhri coming from Ubaidullah, then he says an Ibn Abbas. Then he goes to the from the son of Ibn Abbas. Then he says radiyallahu anhuma, both of them. Qala Umar. Then now Umar says. So he said narrated Ibn Abbas. Then he goes. Then he says Umar said. Then it goes. Lakad. Here, this is the hadith. Lakad hashitu han yatula bin nas. Zamanun hatta yakula qa'il. Then he says, La najidu rajma fi kitabillah. That we don't see the rajm, the stoning, in the book of God. Fayadillu bitarki faridatin anzalaha Allah. So here the hadith is saying that La najidu rajma fi kitabillah. We don't see the rajma in the book of law. Fayadillu bitarki faridatin anzalaha la. Meaning now they don't see what yadillu, they go astray and leave it behind, that since God hasn't revealed that as in the book, the people will abandon that, just as the translation is saying. Now, when you take this part, I'm asking Siddik, according to their hadith, it says clearly that Umar was saying that there has been revealed the verse of stoning in the book of God. But some people will come and go astray from it, saying that we do not find it in the book of God. So I read the translation here, where it says here, Umar said, I am afraid that after a long time has passed, people may say, we do not find in the verses of the what? The verses of the Rajam in the book of God. This is Allah's book. And consequently, they may go astray by leaving an obligation that Allah has revealed. So now, according to you, Siddik, if there is that verse of stoning in the Quran that Umar is claiming, this is your Sahih Bukhari hadith. And now I just ask you a question. According to Quran chapter 4, verse 25, if this woman who is possessed by Malakat Ayman and then this woman, this lady commits adultery, God says she should get half of the punishment. This half of the punishment, if it is by rajm, stoning to death, then how can this lady be punished half according to your hadith? And tell me which verse of the Quran this hadith explains. Thank you.
Okay, so guys, as you can see, the hadith, which I'm going to read from the Arabic, I intentionally do this for this brother in humanity to be clearly exposed of the things he says that he has no clue, even in the Arabic language, no clue. He has no clue. You see, he continuously go back to what has been translated. I don't know who made that translation.
Siddik,
anyways,
can
now,
you go to the point?
I didn't interrupt you when you were talking.
No, go to the point. We said no personal attack.
Just leave that. Leave that. When you were doing personal attack, was I talking? Why is it difficult for you to do
personal attack? When?
So just leave it. Leave it for me. That's my time. So leave it.
But I don't have time. You remember, I'm a human being, right? I have a family. So go straight to the point.
So let me quickly put on back the hadith to expose the ignorance once again. Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu did never said there's this verse in the Quran. He said, and I'm reading from the Arabic, خشيت أن يطول بالناس زمان حتى يقول قائل لا نجد الرجم في كتاب الله. He said that I'm scared for a generation to come that someone, they'll be roaming around saying that rajm that you are doing meaning stoning to death. We never found that in the Quran. Rajm means stoning. That we never found that in the Quran. And therefore, since we never find that, therefore that should be rejected. And this is in the accordance of another hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that a time will come when some people will claim that ma wajadtum fil Qur'ani halalan fahilluhu wa ma wajadtum harama faharrimuhu. Anything you find, a time will come when people will say that stick to the Quran alone. Whatever you find in the Quran as haram, make it haram. Whatever you find as halal, make it halal. This is what the hadith, and the hadith says that some people will come. So this hadith is an evidence against you and not for you. The hadith is saying that this is the time that will come, that people will say that because we did not find this in the Quran, we did not find Zuhur, Asr, Maghrib, Isha in the Quran, therefore don't do it. We did not find Rajmi in the Quran, and therefore don't do it. And this is what the hadith is saying. Sayyidina Umar, you were a liar by saying that Sayyidina Umar said this is in the Quran. He said that people will say that this is not in the Quran, and therefore we did not find this in the Quran, therefore don't do it. So this is another expose for you. This hadith is for you and never for you. So this again, we have stated the topic of the day is that the hadith explains the Quran. When a Quranic verse comes with a narrative, when a Quranic verse comes with a narrative that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, does he have another revelation, which is a wahy? Two wahy that was given to him. One is the Quran, and another one is what technically is termed as sunnah or hadith, which explains the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he made the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam a judge. He said, فَلَا وَرَبِّكَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ حَتَّى يُحَكِّمُوكَ فِيمَا شَجَرَ بَيْنَهُمْ. Indeed, they can never say they are believers until they make you a judge in their affairs. And therefore, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a judge in the affairs of the people. So this hadith again is for you, that you people will say that what is in the Quran is only what we are going to implement, and therefore we should ignore the other ones. So this is for you. Again, my time is not up, and let me show the time clearly for everyone to see. My time is not up, so I'll go on and then debunk what he said earlier when he was answering the issue of the hadith. When he was answering the issue of the hadith, you clearly hear the issue of Warsh and Hafs, the Quran, about the Quran. You clearly hear him saying that the version is the correct one. Wallahi, Shuaib, give us Warsh version, the way the Quran says Warsh version. Where do you see he keep on attacking that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that they never said that write Bukhari, write Muslim, write this. In Bukhari and Muslim, they give narration the same way. And that's what we want to tell him. The same way, Warsh also took the Quran from someone and from someone onto the Prophet. I've already answered him. He took the Quran from someone to, and that's why we call it Riwayah to Hafs. And he mentioned that you cannot find the word Riwayah to Warsh in the Quran. There is no what we call Hafs version or Warsh version. There's no Hafs version in the Quran. He can bring it, he can quote it and say that, okay, so this is Hafs. Hafs. The Quran says Hafs, Riwayah to Hafs is the correct one. So someone was asking in the comment section, and I would like to repeat that. How did you know? So all the people, and he said that this is what is recited all over the world. And then he mentioned only Saudi Arabia. This is another lie, that in Morocco, in Nigeria, in Mauritania, in most of the especially African countries, what is recited is the worst version, the one that he said, and that is not correct. So that is another lie. Where did you get from you making your investment saying that, so the halves? Okay, so it means that we can have someone, a revelation can be attributed to someone. You saying that halves version. Okay, so why do you then attack Imam al-Bukhari for them narrating a revelation of hadith for us? Why do you then attack them? So you see, he has fallen back. We have given him his pill back to take by saying that half version. And again, how did you know that, how do you call it? How did you know that the half version is the correct one? It is not Ibadur Rahman. Ibadur Rahman is in the Quran. But you said that is wrong. And you Ibadur Rahman is in the Quran. In the Rahman too is in the Quran. Inna dina inda Allah is in the Quran. So you swept that off. Inshallah.
Your time is up. Now,
so my next, no, you don't have anything to say. Just like you stopped me and I stopped. You don't have anything to say.
No, I want to say something concerning.
You don't have anything to say. No, you don't say anything. We are continuing.
No, we are not dealing with time. Siddik.
No. You are not going to say anything. We are continuing as we begin. When I was going to talk, you said I don't have any time.
Siddik,
no, you don't say anything. You don't give any comment. You are not going to give any comment.
Let's be civil. There's no time on the screen.
You stopped me. You stopped me when I was going to make comments. And I managed to put that in my 5 minutes. So
Siddik, your time is ended.
It's my time to ask you a question. So please don't interrupt.
Your time is ended. Wait, let me make a comment.
It's my time to ask you a question. You don't have anything to say. It's my time to ask you a question.
Do you know what I want to say?
So I was about to say something. You stopped me, right? So I'm not giving you that time. I'm going to ask you a question. So I'm going to ask you my question. It's my time. It's my time to ask you a question. It's my time to ask you a question. Simple.
Ask me a question.
So like I mentioned, bring us the explanation in the Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that, how do you call it? وَكُلُوا وَاشْرَبُوا حَتَّى يَتَبَيَّنَ لَكُمُ الْخَيْطُ الْأَبْيَضُ مِنَ الْخَيْطِ الْأَسْوَدِ مِنَ الْفَجْرِ. Where Allah mentioned خَيْطُ الْأَبْيَض and خَيْطُ الْأَسْوَدِ, and Allah said مِنَ الْفَجْرِ. Bring us that definition. It's in Quran chapter 2 verse 187. It starts with أُحِلَّ لَكُمْ لَيْلَةَ الصِّيَامِ الرَّفَثُ إِلَى نِسَائِكُمْ. So bring us the definition, the explanation of خَيْطُ الْأَبْيَضُ مِنَ الْخَيْطِ الْأَسْوَدِ مِنَ الْفَجْرِ. We want you to bring that explanation from the Quran. And if you deviate, when you say I'm deviating, you stop. So if you deviate, I'll pause you.
Can you share my screen?
Which one? I can't see that.
I'm presenting something here. Wait. Right.
Somebody say this one is fighting for Allah, this is fighting for... No, he's fighting for halves. If you don't know, he's fighting for halves.
Can you stop the excessive comments and let's move on with the debate? I don't have all the time in the world. I'm
waiting for you. I don't know what I'm waiting for. What did you present?
Yes, you have to put it on the screen. Yeah. So when does my time start?
Okay, when I start the time, this will go off. You know that, right?
Let me see. Wait. Let me see this. Okay, then no need. That means no need to put this thing on the screen, right? Okay, you can take my verse off the screen. Then you put the timer so that people can know we are being just with the time.
So since you have this, I'm going to put the time. I'm going to put the timer.
Put the timer on it. Then I can. Yeah, so Siddik went to the verse, chapter 2, verse 187, and he quoted the verse, and he said I should explain concerning the black thread and the white thread. Now, according to them, they have their hadith books, which tells them that the Sahabas were so naive that they don't know the difference between a black thread and a white thread of dawn. Remember, the Quran is talking to people who possess intelligence, ulil albab, those who have intelligence, not to fools, but intelligent people. So when you take the verse, it's talking about the lawful for you is the night of abstinence to last after your wives. They are a covering for you and you are a covering for them. God knows that you had been cheating yourselves. So he has forgiven you and has pardoned you. So copulate with them now and seek what God has decreed for you. So now this is the interesting part. Then what God says, وَكُلُوا وَاشْرَبُوا حَتَّى يَتَبَيَّنَ لَكُمُ الْخَيْطُ الْأَبْيَضُ مِنَ الْخَيْطِ الْأَسْوَدِ مِنَ الْوَدِ فَجْرٍ ثُمَّ أَتِمُّوا الصِّيَامَ إِلَى اللَّيْلِ. So this is the context here. When you take the context of the verse, it started talking about layl in the beginning. أُهِلَّ لَكُمْ لَيْلَةَ الصِّيَامِ, in the night. So how do we distinguish the thread of the white thread from the black thread? And remember, God says of Fajr. And we all know what Fajr is. So God says, and eat and drink. Kulu washrabu, eat and drink. And until the whitish, when we say abiyadu, it's used in a superlative form, meaning the act of the sigatul tafdil gives you the notion of a whitish, the whitish thread. Now, it is not talking about thread as in rope. Remember, Quran is talking to intelligent people. So when we say the whitish thread becomes clear to you from the blackish thread, that is al-aswadi thread of what? Of Fajr. So it is not talking about the thread you use to sew your clothes. If you get up in the early before dawn, you look at the sky, you see the night clouds are differentiating itself from the clouds of the dawn. When it is dawn time, you see the sky, the threads in the sky getting vanished. So that's how you distinguish between the threads of the Fajr. Listen carefully. For those who possess intelligence, God says, min al-Fajr, of the Fajr. So the Fajr has a white thread and it has a black thread, comparing night and daytime, right? So night.
It is permitted to pause one when he has deviated from the question. The question is, bring us black thread, white thread from other verses of the Quran, explaining khaytul abyad and khaytul black thread and white thread from the Quran. It's not you using your mind.
Wait. Where is the mind? I'm just reading the verse, what it says. What do you mean I should bring what? What thread and thread where? Siddik, what are you doing?
Use the other verses of the Quran to explain black thread and white thread. That's my question.
You don't have the right to even interrupt me. You didn't ever give me the chance to interrupt.
Who kept interrupting? Anyway, move on.
You don't have the right. Yes. So God is talking to people with intelligence, as I said. Eat and drink until the whitish thread, where the whitish thread becomes clear to you from the blackish thread of what? Fajr. God is talking to wise people. When you see the Fajr time, when he's getting to the daybreak, you will see the night clouds vanishing. It makes like a thread in the sky. So for every intelligent person listening to me, you can search it for yourself that does the clouds in the sky, the night clouds and the white cloud, do they have threads in the sky? They do have the lines, which you'll be able to distinguish. And then you know it is time for Fajr or is it still late? You will know, every wise person. Then God says, then conclude the Siyam at Layl, because you know Layl is darkness. Just as it says in Surah Al-Layl, وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَغْشَى, because it covers and you see darkness. So Layl gives you darkness. And what is Fajr? Fajr is daybreak, right? So daybreak, Fajr, you all know the difference between what is daybreak and then what is night. So God is talking to intelligent people who are believers. And that is why in the bottom of the verse, it says God does clarify his verses to the people. Perhaps they will become pious. So it is God clarifying the verses. But Siddik here wants me to go out of the verses of God, go to somebody who is not God to actually explain the words of God. For me, I'm intelligent. I can understand what God means here. So I don't need any external source to confuse my brain. So then again, what Siddik fails to realize is he goes off topic. When it's time for answering questions, he doesn't deal with the questions. He will go off topic.
Okay, you are being personal. I thought you said that is not allowed.
I have my time. Please, my time is up. You never gave me the chance to talk. You go off topic, talking about things which has nothing to do with the topic of discussion. This video will be there for everybody to see. They will see who is logical and who is nonsensical. The evidence is there clearly. We are doing a debate where you have to give each person the chance to state their points. But logic tells you that somebody is lacking logic to actually give the room for a person to express himself. Because this is not a fight. We are here to spew wisdom and knowledge to the people, not a fight. So now it's time for the audience.
Okay, you are speaking. So I mean, So you had the time to answer something else. You talk about something else aside the question, Okay, so I'll have the time to do the same. So it's your time to ask the question. I'm listening.
No. Which round are we now?
Okay, so you're on the third one.
Now, how many rounds did we go already? We got 2 rounds, right?
Yeah, so you're on the third one.
Okay, so this is the last round, right? Okay, so the last round is Siddik. Concerning the 5 salats. Concerning the 5 salats you people have, according to that, is because this hadith is very long. Yeah, it's very long, so I'm not going to the Arabic side. But if you think anything I said I'm lying, then you prove me wrong.
No, you
now,
I'm
I'm
going
going to the English side.
You have to post. If you're going to hadith, you have to post. So that's
I'll put the hadith on the screen, but it's not mandatory. Listen, we don't have any rules which is written in our agreements that mandatory I have to read your hadith books in Arabic.
The hadith is what you're asking question with, and you lie.
No, wait. Do we have such an agreement?
It's not an agreement because you're asking a question with. If I'm asking the question the Quran, I present the Quran.
Listen.
Okay, so you have failed to present the hadith and read it. You have lied twice.
Wait.
And
it's my time to ask the question. Let me ask my question. You don't show me how to ask your question, right?
Okay, so ask a question that is out of any book then.
It's a question. It's not as if I'm answering. If I'm answering you, then you can show me the criteria in which I have to answer you.
No. People are watching. Put the hadith so that if you are lying, they will know.
Me, for God's sake. You didn't give me the
hadith.
Can you shut your beak and let me talk? Please.
Okay, I permit you to
the rule says no interruption. Please respect yourself. Let me talk.
You respect yourself. Just post the thing and stop being childish.
You have to share it if I post it.
So post it and read. Don't try to attack
you don't
anyone
tell
here.
me how to read what I have to read.
Don't get yourself over. Post the hadith. I'm posting. You read it. You are asking the question on that.
Hey.
You are asking the question. So post. I'll post it and
yes, I'm going to post your hadith. The comedy here, and we're going to see the comedy clearly.
Simple as that.
This is it. This is his hadith book. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see the best mathematician ever in history. According to their hadith, this is Sahih al-Bukhari.
I've not seen it. We have not seen it. Where is it?
You have to put it on the screen. I'm a questioner, so you have to put it on the screen. Widen it. Let my people see it clearly. Yes, like this. So Book of Salat. Ladies and gentlemen, you are going to enjoy this show. Okay. So here, this Book of Salat, you can see here, they say the Book of Salat, right? The prayer. Now, this is Hadith Sahih al-Bukhari 349, narrated by Abu Dhar. He said, Allah's messenger said, whilst I was at Makkah.
No. Please read the text itself. Read the text itself, not translate. Read the text itself.
Siddik, listen to me carefully. I'm a questioner. You don't tell me how to question you. Listen to
logic. You are dealing with the hadith. What you are reading is not hadith.
Show me in the rules where we said somebody.
Is it not hadith you are reading?
I said, Siddik, listen to logic here. Show me.
There's no logic in what you are doing.
Rules. Show me in the rules where it says I must read your hadith book in Arabic. Tell me.
The hadith is Arabic. The hadith is Arabic.
I said show me in the rules.
We didn't also say that we are going to read translation. So
I'm a questioner. Are you going to teach me how to question you?
Is the translation hadith? Is the translation a hadith?
Siddik, are you going to teach me how to question you?
You are questioning me on the hadith and you are not saying the hadith.
Can you shut your beak? Let me talk. Let me finish my question.
Okay, the simple guy, as you can see, he cannot read the Arabic again.
No problem. I've never been to school, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot read. Let the wise decide for themselves. I'm going to read the comedy book. See it for yourself. Can you mute your mic, please?
He cannot read. So continue with your
translation.
I don't believe that is the hadith. So
no problem.
I don't believe what you are reading is hadith. So you can't ask me a question on that.
When you come, you read it to your people and then tell them if I'm lying. Can you mute your mic? Let me make my point.
Go ahead.
Okay. So their own translation is translated by their own Sunni scholar Muhsin Khan, right? Muhammad Muhsin Khan. This is a translation. So when he comes to answer, let him read all these jumbles here and explain it. So now this is here, narrated by Abu Dhar. He says, Allah's messenger said, this is God forbid. God's messenger will never say this garbage thing here. Wallahi lazim.
Go ahead with your question. You are not lecturing. You are not lecturing. Go ahead with your question.
I'm going to ask you a question. I'm reading the question.
Ask the question and stop lecturing.
Siddik, why are you interrupting me? I don't understand.
You are lecturing instead of asking a question. So that is it.
Siddik, you came preaching instead of a debate. You were preaching earlier when we started.
Go ahead, simple. Go ahead with the question. Go ahead.
Hey,
go ahead.
Jama, look at what is going on here.
You have the platform. Go ahead with the question.
But Siddik, don't interrupt me.
So go ahead with the question. I'll interrupt you if you deviate. That is part of the.
Are you upset with the hadith or me?
Go ahead, ask question and don't give lectures. Simple.
Can you stop interrupting? Then I can read.
So read.
Please mute your mic for the sake of argument. When you are talking, I mute my mic. Can you mute your mic?
Read. Go ahead.
Siddik,
I'm not talking.
Mute your mic.
It is said in the rules, simple, that when you deviate, you'll be brought back to correction.
Mute your mic.
That is not part of the rule. So read.
Subhanallah. Siddik is upset with the hadith. Okay, no problem. While I was at Mecca, the roof of my house was open and Jibril descended. It says Gabriel descended. Opened my chest, washed it with Zamzam water. I wonder. Then he brought a golden tray full of wisdom and faith, and having poured it content into my chest. Listen carefully. I'm going to use the hadith to question him. So into my chest, and then he says what? He washed it with Zamzam. Then he brought a golden tray full of wisdom and faith, having poured its contents into my chest. He closed it. Then he took my hand and ascended with me to the nearest heaven. When I reached the nearest heaven, Jibril said to the gatekeeper of the heaven, listen carefully, open the gate. The gatekeeper asked, who is it? Jibril answered, it is Jibril. He asked, is there anyone with you? As if the gatekeeper is blind. He doesn't see anybody with Muhammad. So Jibril replied, yes, Muhammad is with me. He asked, has he been called? Jibril said, yes. So the gate was open and we went over the nearest heaven, and there was a man sitting with Aswida, a large number of people on his right, and Aswida, a large number of people on his left. When he looked towards his right, he laughed. And when he looked toward his left, he wept. So assuming this person will be looking, and then laughing, ha, ha, ha. This is what the hadith is telling you. He laughed. And then what happened is, then he said, welcome, O pious prophet and pious son. I asked Jibril, who is he? He replied, he is Adam. And then the people on his right and the left are the source of his offspring. Those on his right are people of the paradise, and those on his left are the people of hell. Then he says, and when he looked towards his right, he laughed, and when he looked towards his left, he wept. At the same time, a man doing this and crying and laughing. Okay. Then he ascended with me till he reached the second heaven, and he, Jibril, said to its gatekeeper, open the gate. Open the gate. The gatekeeper said to him, the same as the gatekeeper of the first said. As he opened the gate, Anna said, Abu Dhar added that the prophet met Adam, Idris, Musa, Isa, and Ibrahim, alayhimus salam. Then he says, he, Abu Dhar, did not mention on which heaven they were, but mentioned that he, the prophet, met Adam on the nearest heaven and Ibrahim on the sixth heaven. Anas said, when Jibril, along with the prophet, passed by Idris, the latter said, welcome, O pious prophet and pious brother. The prophet asked, who is he? Jibril replied, Idris. The prophet added, I passed by Moses, and he said, welcome, O pious prophet and pious brother. I asked Jibril, who is he? Jibril replied, he is Musa. Then I passed by Isa, and he said, welcome, O pious brother and pious prophet. I asked, who is he? Jibril replied, he is Isa, alayhi salam. Then I passed by Ibrahim, and he said, welcome, O pious prophet. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you are tired. Don't be tired, please. This is entertaining. And pious son, I asked Jibril, who is he? Jibril replied, he is Ibrahim. Then the prophet added, then Jibril ascended with me to a place where I heard the creaking of the pens. Creaking of which pens? Okay. Ibn Hazm and Anas bin Malik said, the prophet said, then Allah enjoined 50 salats on my followers. After God says, La mubaddila li kalimati, 50, we are going to see the best mathematician in history. And this is the question Siddik has to answer. On my followers, when I return with this order of Allah, I pass by Musa. Remember, he already passed by Abraham, passed by all the prominent prophets, and now Musa is the smartest according to this hadith. So Musa asked me, what has Allah enjoined on your followers? Remember, Musa is dead, right? He's dead. He's gone with God. He's with God already. But Musa is now questioning Muhammad alayhi salam, whilst Jibril is there with him, whilst God is also watching. So this is what Musa did. Musa asked me, what has Allah enjoyed on your followers? I replied, he has enjoyed 50 salat on them. Musa said, go back to your Lord and appeal for what? Reduction. Seriously, this is what the hadith is saying. This hadith, they claim, is explaining the Quran. I'm going to see which verse of the Quran this hadith explains. Siddik is going to tell us. I plead for reduction, for your followers will not be able to bear it. So I went back to Allah. So now Muhammad, these people are telling us is the best of creation. Somebody ordinary is now commanding Muhammad to go back.
Are you lecturing? Are you lecturing, or you're asking a question? Go ahead and ask the question.
This is your hadith.
Go
you
ahead.
Asked me to read. No, you asked me to read.
Then you are lecturing. So go ahead and read and ask the question.
I have to read. I'm reading.
Go ahead.
You say your hadith. This is not me. It's your hadith. I have to read.
Stop lecturing. Go ahead. Wait, this one saying that Muhammad is the best. Where is it in the hadith? Go ahead and read.
I went back to Allah and requested for reduction, and He reduced it to half. Ladies and gentlemen, for 50, when you reduce to half, is what? 25. We are going to see the best mathematicians here. When I passed by Musa again and informed him about it, he said, go back to your Lord, as your followers will not be able to bear it. So I returned to Allah again. I requested for further reduction, and half of it was reduced again. So meaning he has not what? 12.5. So from 25, if half is reduced, is 12.5, right? I again passed by Musa, and he said to me, return to your Lord, for your followers will not be able to bear it. So I returned to Allah, and he said, these are 5 salats. So from 12.5, automatically, according to this hadith, the God of the hadith made it now 6. It's supposed to be 6.25, right? So now he made it 5. So now listen to what this God of the hadith will say, not the God of the Quran, God forbid. Listen to what he says. Then he says, these are 5 salats, and they are all equal to 50. I've never seen this kind of mathematics before. For my word does not change. And the God of this hadith again says his words does not change. Subhanallah. After changing 50 to 5. Then he says, I replied, now I feel shy. When Musa told Muhammad to go back, now Muhammad says he feels shy. After going 4 times, he wasn't shy. Then here he says, I replied, now I feel shy, asking my Lord again. Then Jibril took me. So all this while Jibril was standing, he doesn't know what Muhammad was doing, going back and forth. I don't know who was taking him back, but he took Muhammad back and forth without questioning Musa. So then he says, then Jibril took me till we reached Sidrat al-Muntaha, that is the low tree of the utmost boundary, which was shrouded in colors indescribable, right? But this person is describing it. Then I was admitted into paradise, where I found small walls of pearls, and its earth was of musk. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the question for Siddik. This is their own hadith. If he claim I'm lying, the Arabic is there, let him read it. He has all the time in the world to read it. The question goes, he should show me this hadith. He says the prophet goes to take 50 prayers and it was negotiated to 5. I want to ask him. God says in Quran chapter 5 verse 3, Al-yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati wa raditu lakum al-islam dina. So God has completed Islam at the time of Muhammad by telling the people all in the Quran. So Siddik, you have to tell us whether this hadith, was it actually that the prophet went to collect the salat when the Quran was already there, or when Islam was already complete? And if Islam was already complete, the Quran actually have the salats there. But if Islam wasn't complete, that is, Prophet Muhammad was the one to go and bring the salats, and the salat he went to bring, there was no raka'at inside. According to the hadith, where is the rak'at? How many? Was it? How did you get the 17? Please elaborate and tell us how you got the 17, and clearly tell us which verses of the Quran does this particular hadith explain. Don't use your opinions. Give us the sources by your scholars and prove to us which verse of the Quran does this particular hadith explain. And in terms of mathematics, this hadith have flawed from 50 to half 25 to 12.5 to 6.25. It is nonsensical. So come and help us out. Which verse of the Quran does this hadith explain? So put your time and come on board.
Okay, so I guess we all heard the question clearly. He's asking about numbers, and he was using half because he was using translation. Please don't delete the hadith. I'm going to post it. And that is why I asked him to post the hadith in Arabic and read it in Arabic. Guys, you know why? The Arabic there, which I'm going to post it, there's the Arabic there. I pray it come quickly. And please pay attention to the Arabic there. Wallahi, there is no nisf which says divided. Please don't
Siddik.
interrupt.
Siddik.
You see, he was talking about interrupting.
No. Wait. I'm talking about the timer. I have to interrupt you. The timer is not there. I need to see the timer.
I'm presenting the hadith. So how do you expect the timer?
No, it happened to me when I was answering your question. I didn't use anything on the screen because you put a timer on the screen for people to see. So you have to put the timer and explain the hadith. I'm listening.
No problem. It is very easy, even easy. So don't worry. I'll put it there.
Okay.
Okay, so again, you see he has posted 3 hadiths which are all lies. He was lying, the text is different and he was saying something different. Number 1, about Nana Aisha saying that in the hadith it said grown-up men when it was yuhramna. And secondly, Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu saying that accusing people who will come and then say that we didn't find this in the Quran, therefore we will not do it. He said that Sayyidina Umar is saying that is in the Quran. Thirdly, he has presented this hadith, and that's why I wanted it in Arabic text. The hadith clearly said that shatru. That's what the hadith says. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he went to when he was taken to the heavens, and if he denies this in the Quran in Surah Isra, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said that he went to Isra with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is taking taking the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to the above. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Isra, verse 1, Allah said, Subhanalladhi asra bi'abdihi laylan min al-masjid al-haram ila al-masjid al-aqsa barakna hawlahu linuriyahu min ayatina. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he did Isra and he did Mi'raj with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is known by all Muslims all across board. So yes, there's Isra wal Mi'raj. Can the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam be taken to heaven? Yes, we believe in that. How was that done? Allahu a'lam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just told us about the a'raja bihi, that he was taken to the heavens. We believe in that. Now, saying that the hadith says shatru, wallahi, anyone who knows Arabic, it's not for you, the one who don't know Arabic, you just type shatru, they'll give you say half. Shatru can mean half, Shatru doesn't necessarily mean half, it means part of something. So when you go to, someone should type shatru layl, type Shatru Layl, and you find out it will give you Shatru Layl al-Awwal, al-Thani, and Thalith, meaning part of the night. So the hadith is saying that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he took the 50 prayers, and this in the hadith, which I'll come back to, that the hadith was teaching something, which because Allah has blindfolded them and misguided them due to their heart desires, they could not even understand what the hadith is trying to teach. Again, the hadith is saying that Shatru was reduced, meaning part of the salah was reduced. This ignorance of the Arabic language in the Quran and the hadith.
Siddik, you haven't recited Arabic.
No, I'm not putting it there.
No, you like, I can put it there. Read all the Arabic and tell the people. Don't read half. Read everything.
Where is it? Where is it that I should put? I should.
You have it. Don't you? Where is your hadith books? Are they lost? You don't have the hadith books again.
I'm saying that if you said it's not even needed, you said it's not even needed for you to even put it there.
Screen, I said. On the screen,
so what is in the hadith is Shatru, and when I finish in my last sentence, I'll put it there for everyone to see. Don't worry. You are interrupting me. You are interrupting me, and that is 1 minute out of my time.
Extend your time. Don't worry. Pause the time.
I paused it, and that
is you will read it. You have
don't worry. Don't worry. I'll read it loud for everyone to hear. The hadith is Shatru.
Yes,
you are saying half necessarily.
No problem. You read it.
So I'm putting the hadith there. I'm putting it there. Don't worry.
No, you don't have to put it on the screen. Read it. I'm cross-checking
I'm putting it on the screen. No, I'm putting for people to see. What smart now do you
people don't know to see? I'm debating with you.
So this is it.
No. We need a timer also. Siddik, I need a timer. You read it, we can hear.
What are you now saying? What you are saying now has no basis. What are you now saying?
Siddik.
So what are you now saying?
No, wait. Okay, no problem. I can spare you the time. That time minute, the 2 minutes left, I can spare you. Read the hadith in Arabic fully. Let's cross-check you. Read it. You are the answerer. Read it.
Okay, so start the hadith.
No, you are the answerer. You have to answer. So read it in full.
You are the one in control of the hadith. Am I the one in control of the hadith? You are the one in control of the hadith.
I'm done asking you a question. You don't have to ask me a question. You don't have the right to ask me a question right now. You are answering the question. Can you read it in Arabic?
So you
That
have
is
the thing. Where I
you
don't
can
have it. So
screen.
where do I write? Where do I read it?
That is it on the
You have
screen.
the
This
control
is
of
the
the
Arabic,
hadith.
ladies and gentlemen. This is Arabic. I can make it bigger for you. Siddik, do you need glasses? Here's it. Let's go step by step, please. Let's go. Read it. Please read it. We are going to read
Okay,
all.
so
You're answering my question.
وقال ابن عباس حدثني أبو سفيان حدثني هرقل. حدثني سفيان في حديث هرقل يأمرنا يعني النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بالصلاة والصدق والعفاف. حدثنا يحيى بن بكير, and I'm reading what you are presenting. حدثنا يحيى بن بكير قال حدثنا الليث عن يونس عن ابن شهاب عن أنس بن مالك رضي الله عنه قال كان أبو ذر يحدث أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال فرج عن سقف بيتي وأنا بمكة فنزل جبريل ففرج صدري ثم غسله بماء وزمزم ثم جاء بطست من ذهب ممتلئ ثم جاء بطست من ذهب ممتلئ حكمة وإيمانا فافرغه في صدري ثم أطبقه ثم أخذ بيدي. Now next. فعرج بي إلى سماء الدنيا فلما جئت إلى السماء الدنيا قال جبريل. Next. نعم قال جبريل لخازن السماء افتح. قال من هذا؟ قال نعم. قال you are it's going up and down. Why? It's not stable.
No, it's on.
قال جبريل قال هل معك أحدا؟ قال نعم معي محمد. فقال أرسل إليه؟ قال نعم. فلما فتح علونا السماء الدنيا فإذا رجل قاعد على يمينه أسودة وعلى يساره next أسودة إذا نظر قيل يمينه ضحك قبل يمينه ضحك وإذا نظر قبل يساره بكى. فقال next فقال مرحبا بالنبي الصالح والابن next وابن الصالح. قلت لجبريل من هذا؟ قال هذا آدم وهذه الأسودة عن يمينه وشماله نسم بنيه فأهل اليمين منهم أهل الجنة والأسودة التي عن شماله أهل النار فإذا نظر عن يمينه ضحك وإذا نظر قبل شماله بكى حتى عرج بي إلى السماء الثانية فقال لخازنها افتح. فقال له خازنها مثل ما قال الأول ففتح. قال أنس فذكر أنه وجد في السماوات آدم وإدريس وموسى وعيسى وإبراهيم صلوات الله عليهم ولم يثبت كيف منازلهم غير أنه ذكر أنه وجد آدم في السماء الدنيا وإبراهيم في السماء السادسة. قال أنس فلما مر جبريل بالنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بإدريس قال مرحبا بالنبي الصالح والأخ الصالح. فقلت من هذا؟ قال هذا إدريس. ثم مررت بموسى فقال مرحبا بالنبي الصالح والأخ الصالح. قلت من هذا؟ قال هذا موسى. ثم مررت بعيسى فقال مرحبا بالأخ الصالح والنبي الصالح. قلت من هذا؟ قال هذا عيسى. ثم مررت next ثم مررت بإبراهيم فقال مرحبا بالنبي صالح والابن صالح. قلت من هذا؟ قال هذا إبراهيم. قال ابن شهاب فأخبرني ابن حزم أن ابن عباس وأبا حبة الأنصاري كان يقولان قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ثم عرج بي حتى طهرت لمستوى أسمع فيه صريف الأقلام. قال ابن حزم وأنس بن مالك قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ففرض الله على أمتي 50 صلاة فرجعت بذلك حتى مررت على موسى فقال ما فرض الله لك على أمتك؟ قلت فرض 50 صلاة. قال موسى فارجع إلى ربك فإن أمتك لا تطيق ذلك. فرجعني فوضع. This is a hadith. فوضع شطرها. This is what I'm talking about. But this is the hadith. فوضع شطرها, and part of it was removed, was taken out, was placed aside. So what else do you want me to read? This is what the point I'm making. He said I should read, and I'll spend God knows how many minutes to read.
Now,
so now what do you want again?
No, Siddik, wait. You said you are saying part, right? Tell me, give us one source of your scholars where they translated this as part.
So when you say scholars, what do you mean by scholars?
Wait, the shatara, you said it can mean half, right? That's what you said.
I said it can mean half, it can mean part. So why did you choose half?
Okay, according to you, because we are not following your teachings. You are following your scholars' teachings, right?
Who is my teaching? Who is my scholar? Would you know my scholar?
Oh, you don't have your scholars? So no more Qurtubi.
My scholar is Dr. Ahmed. My scholar is
no more Qurtubi. You don't need Qurtubi.
I don't have a translate. Qurtubi.
You don't need
translate. Does it make hadith Qurtubi?
You don't need Ibn Kathir.
Yeah, Sheikh.
No. So you don't have Ibn Kathir, Ibn Abbas. You don't need them today.
Ibn Kathir, was he translating? Was he making a definition of this hadith?
Okay, so who defined this hadith to mean is part of the Quran?
Shatr, simple Arabic. Shatr means part. Shatr means part of.
Is it the only meaning?
Simple.
Please confess. Is it the only meaning? Shatr.
I have already you see how you are webbed up.
No. Answer. Is it the only
I have
meaning?
already said that shatr can mean half. It can also mean part of something. Simple.
No. But in this context, you tell me, where did your scholars translate this as part?
When you say my scholars, which scholars is the one you mentioned? You said Muhsin.
So now you don't have scholars.
Who told you is my scholar?
No, okay.
I don't have scholars who use English as
Siddik.
I don't have.
So where did the Prophet say it means part?
I don't have Google.
Siddik,
how do you call it?
Siddik, who translated it as part for you? Tell us today. Who translated as part?
Okay, if you want right now, I can investigate the hadith. If you want right now, I can investigate the hadith right now and then bring you where it is said how the shatr means part of it.
No, I'm not talking about the meaning of Arabic. I did it with Aswadi.
This is Arabic. Why did you choose to use the word half? Why did you choose to use the word half?
Siddik, wait. I was translating the question you asked me. I talked about Abiyadu and Aswadi going to the.
Why I said read Arabic and leave translation. You see why I said read Arabic and leave translation?
No, I did it. The shatru.
I don't have a Google sheikh. I don't have a Google sheikh.
Siddik, your scholar Muhsin Khan. Siddik, your scholar.
I don't even know him. I don't use translation. Your
scholar translated it as half. You tell us which of your scholars. Siddik, please listen to my question.
You are making things up.
But you just lied. You just said part. It's not part. It's half.
It's half. You are saying it's half. Shatr means also means.
Then prove me wrong. Something. Prove me wrong. Your hadith book says half.
Which hadith? Now you are closing. So let me. So now leave it and let me
Muhsin Khan is useless, right?
I don't even know him. I don't know the one you're talking. I don't know him.
Oh, your own scholars.
I'm not a Google student.
Okay, so which of your scholars, Siddik, which of your scholars have explained this hadith for you?
I don't even have translations of books. See. You don't deserve books, but let me see my books. They're in Arabic. I don't have translations of books. That's why I learned the Lughat al-Arabiya bilisan al-hal.
So you are using your whims and desires. You are using your whims and desires to translate the hadith, right?
You don't know Arabic. You were thinking that shatr just means half. So that is you.
No, did I say it only means half? No, did I say it only means half?
You have asked your question. Let me answer. You have asked your question. Let me answer.
But you made a mistake. You fumbled.
There is no mistake here.
Okay, Siddik, tell us. Which
Google?
Siddik, which verse? Which verse does this explain? Which verse? Does the
we are reading hadith. We are reading hadith.
Okay, no, continue.
If you have any, we are reading hadith. So again, the hadith, you see, he was doubt when I said there's shatr, and he said I should read Arabic. I read it and I got there and it's worked up again. When I read it and I got there, he's worked up again. So the hadith said, let me bring the timer because I'm already done with this part. Let me bring the timer. So again, 5 minutes is left with this. Okay. So as we can see, the hadith is saying shatr. Because he doesn't know how do you call it, Arabic. He was just bringing how do you call it, half because he's a Google scholar. According to him, is a scholar. So he was saying shatr. Shatter means, how do you call it?
Siddik, why are you muting me? Why are you muting me? Your time is up.
Which time? This is the timer there.
No. Listen. I gave you spare time. I stopped the time. And I said,
I didn't finish my time. I didn't finish my time. Yeah, Sheikh Google, I didn't finish my time.
Siddik, you finished your time long time ago.
You permitted me to bring the hadith there and read it in Arabic. And I warned you that then I'll take the timer off. When I finish, I'll present it. That is what I said. Yeah, Sheikh Google.
No problem. I gave him.
So again, he has lied. 3 times hadith he presented. 3 times hadith he presented. He was saying that 12, 17. Wallahi, that's what I said. They build their own.
You haven't finished reading the hadith.
The point is
you got to shut
that's the point. That is the point. So leave it for me to answer.
It's not the point. No, my guy, don't lie.
Sheikh Google, leave it for me to answer. Why are you interrupting? Why are you worked up? Why are you worked up? If a word can mean different things, you choose to use one and you left the one, and you see you built your own schema. That's what I said. And anyone who doesn't, like a child who calls everything that with 4 legs, he calls it dog. That's what you're doing. Shatter everywhere you see shatter, and you say half. So everyone who doesn't believe in that, the person is an ignorant, the person is a mushrik, the person is a how do you call it? Hadith rejecter. So this is the problem, Jama. As we can see, this is the problem with this people. 3 hadith he has presented, he has lied on the hadith, and you see clearly he doesn't know Arabic. Because if he knows Arabic, he would have known that how do you call it? Shatter doesn't only mean half; it also means part of something. Again, هذا بيان للناس, which is part of my time is not finished. So I'm going there. I'm making use of my time. هذا بيان للناس. He said, I said بيان للناس means the people, which is another lie. I said بيان للناس is when Allah said. سيروا في الأرض فانظروا كيف كان عاقبة الذين من قبلكم. Travel to the lands and go and see how we dealt. So how we dealt with the people before you is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The way Allah dealt with them is bayan. In itself is an explanation, linnas, for the people. And then he lied that the bayan is talking about the Quran. And that is my point. You see, what I'm trying to do here is that the time is not enough. So I'm making use of every bit of time I have to refute anything that he said that is misguidance, except the one that maybe I will not be able to remember. And Jama, inshallah, this ends at the time of the my time is still not up. This ends the time for how do you call it? What it calls back and forth, which is cross-examination. It's time for you now to ask your question. When you ask your question, I will just place it here. I'll just show it for people to see how do you call it? See the question, and then we will answer. So again, I have like 10 seconds. Again, he lied 3 hadith that he brought. He doesn't know their meaning, and he was lying. Hadith of Aisha, hadith of Umar, and then the hadith of Isra wal Mi'raj. He lied on them. He doesn't know Arabic, and it is clear. It is clear.